Hello YouTube, this is Darkon633. We're back with another Power Rangers review. This time we're going to take a look at the 5-inch Power Rangers Lionsgate movie action hero, Rita Repulsa. Now, Rita Repulsa is definitely not a hero, although, spoilers for those who haven't seen the movie, she was once a ranger at one point, since she was actually the Green Ranger originally that was a part of Zordon's team. Anyways, we'll now take a look at the box first. The box is in the standard 5-inch line. And it's pretty cool, actually. It does say Rita Repulsa there. And on the back is where things get a little bit interesting. For those who saw the film, and as I mentioned earlier, there is a mysterious figure listed here. A lot of people online have already speculated it could be the Red Ranger Zordon, and I would like to see that actually be released in 1.2. Another thing is that it does show the same putties as we've seen up to this point, and I wonder exactly what's going on with those figures since we don't have a standard putty figure so far in the 5-inch line to begin with so far. Anyways, we're going to take a look at the figure itself. Now, in the movie, the character is portrayed by Elizabeth Banks. So it actually is a pretty okay likeness to her. It's actually a lot more detailed than a lot of the villain figures we've got in the past. She does have some pretty decent details in the eyes and the overall parts that are all over her face that is on the design of her in the film. So it's pretty cool that they actually kept a pretty decent amount of detail, and it's definitely a lot better than what we've seen with the 4-inch MMPR Rita we got in the Samurai line, which was a total disaster. Overall, the sculpt is pretty good. It does have a little bit of paint missing, although in terms of a female sculpt and just a standard regular sculpt, I think they did a pretty decent job, especially since Bandai of America isn't really known to make just standard human sculpts. Since it's mostly just suited designs and so on, it's nice to see that we actually have a more humanistic design of a sculpt, and I think they did a pretty decent job, regardless of the fact it may not be 100% on the mark. Her head can swivel left and right. The hairpiece is a little bit of a softer plastic, and it does hinder it slightly, but not by a whole lot, because it does have an arch, which does help the articulation a bit. She has ball hinges at the shoulders with good range of movement. A single joint at the elbow. You're not going to get a whole lot since it is a part of the standard 5-inch line. She does have fully jointed hips. Unfortunately, though, my copy, that leg is extremely floppy, and I really don't know what happened there. It does have a standard knee joint, but no other points of articulation otherwise. She does include this really nice staff, which unfortunately is the most underpainted part of the toy, since it does only have like one green paint in the area on both sides. Obviously, the one in the film is a lot more detailed, and at least it does have a lot of sculpt going for it. It's just, being underpainted, it does look like a yellow piece of plastic with some green splotched on, and I don't really like how that turned out, but it's understandable since it is the standard 5-inch line. Anyways, we'll bring in the Rangers to see how she compares with them. And here is the Rangers next to Rita, and I think it scales pretty decently. And I think Bandai of America did a pretty decent job in just releasing standard action figures for the Rangers along with at least one of the villains. As a comparison, here is Rita next to Alpha. So, I think they work pretty decently. And obviously, since this is not accurate, this looks really strange. Since in the film, Goldar was a giant Zord, for those who didn't know. This would have made a little bit more sense, I guess, just at one point in the film. Maybe Goldar could have been just a character that grew big at one point, but obviously that wasn't the case. So this does look really strange, since this particular size of Goldar was never featured in the film. But I guess it's still nice to just have something to play around with, and you could probably use your imagination that maybe this is just like a weakened state of Goldar or something. But overall, I think Bandai of America did a pretty decent job in releasing this figure, and it's nice to even see new villain figures be released in the line at all. Hopefully the putties will be released soon so that we could take a look at them as well, but I definitely recommend getting this figure if you have to find it. Supposedly this figure is also going to be released in a Walmart, or at least what I could tell, exclusive Now and Then pack for Rita Repulsa, along with her movie counterpart, although it has not released in US shores yet, so it's hard to tell what's going on, and I don't think we've even really seen a pretty good photo of that set officially just yet. Anyways, I got this at my local Target for around $8-9, and it's definitely worth the price that it is, even at the retail price. Anyways, please comment, subscribe, and check out Hero Club and Hirotaku. Also check out Twitter Underdark on 633, and don't forget to check down the other channels down below. Please check the little bell at the bottom of the screen, and you'll see my content go up as soon as possible. I'm back with more Power Rangers reviews, but for now, I'll be seeing you later, YouTube. Bye.